The restaurant was buzzing with its usual weekend rhythm, clinking cutlery, sizzling plates, and the low murmur of conversations blending into the cozy atmosphere. It was just past noon when a black SUV pulled up outside the window, sleek and discreet, drawing almost no attention from the regulars. The door opened and a sharply dressed man stepped out, followed by a caretaker gently helping a small boy down from the back seat. The boy had delicate features, a small frame, and eyes too large for his pale face. His legs didn't move, and his head tilted to the side ever so slightly as he tried to take in the world around him. He was rolled inside in a wheelchair, the wheels humming quietly across the tile floor. The hostess greeted them with polite professionalism, but her eyes flicked curiously to the man's expensive coat and perfectly shined shoes. She didn't recognize him, but he clearly wasn't ordinary. He wasn't. That was Liam Cross, one of the most elusive and powerful billionaires in the country. Known for his business empire, rarely seen in public and never without layers of security. But today, he walked in with no entourage, just his son, Theo. He didn't speak much. He simply asked for a quiet table in the corner. Emily, a waitress barely into her 20s, noticed them the moment they walked in. Not because they were rich, she'd seen plenty of wealthy tourists before, but because of the boy. There was something in his face, a quiet helplessness, mixed with deep curiosity. She watched as the man sat across from the boy, taking a deep breath and loosening his tie ever so slightly. The boy stared at the menu but didn't speak or point. "Hi there," Emily said warmly as she approached. "What can I get you today?" The man looked up. His eyes were tired, kind, but distant. "I'll have a black coffee and pancakes for him." She smiled at the boy. "What's your name, sweetheart?" The man hesitated. "He's Theo. He doesn't talk. Cerebral palsy." "Oh," Emily said gently, crouching down a little so she was at Theo's level. "But I bet you've got a lot to say in your own way, huh?" Theo blinked. Slowly, he gave the tiniest smile, and Liam noticed, as Emily returned with the food a few minutes later. She saw Liam struggling to feed his son. Theo kept turning his head, his motor control making it hard for him to swallow. The man looked frustrated, though he tried to hide it. His hands trembled slightly, not from anger, but something deeper. Helplessness. Without thinking, Emily set the tray down, grabbed a chair, and sat beside Theo. "Do you mind if I try?" she asked softly. Liam looked startled, unsure whether to say yes. But Theo turned his head toward her, his eyes searching hers. Liam nodded. Emily picked up the fork, cut a small piece of pancake, and gently offered it to Theo, waiting patiently as he focused on chewing. She smiled encouragingly the entire time, cheering him on like it was a little victory, because to him it was. By the time he swallowed his second bite, Liam's eyes had gone glossy. He didn't know why this young woman's kindness was affecting him so much. Maybe because he'd seen nannies and therapists treat Theo like a job. But Emily didn't. She treated him like a person, like a child who mattered. They came back the next day, and the next. Every time, Emily was there greeting Theo like an old friend, finding little ways to help, bringing him soft food, drawing funny smiley faces on napkins, even teaching him how to use a small communication card she made herself. Liam began to open up. He told her his wife had died during childbirth, that Theo was born 2 months premature with complications, that he'd spent the last 6 years building a fortress of money and security around them, hoping it would somehow protect his son, but it didn't fix anything. It didn't bring joy. It didn't ease the guilt. Emily listened. She didn't pity him. She didn't gush. She just sat across from him in quiet understanding. And somewhere along the way, Liam began to feel human again. 3 weeks later, Emily's manager pulled her aside. "There's a man here asking for you. Says it's urgent." She stepped outside and found Liam waiting near his SUV. His driver opened the door, and he gestured for her to step inside. She hesitated but trusted him. Inside was a folder. A thick one. He handed it to her. "What's this?" she asked. "Your future," he said. Inside was a full scholarship to any university she wanted. Tuition, housing, books, the works. Attached was a letter of recommendation from one of the most powerful CEOs in the world. And on top of it all was a letter in his handwriting. "You changed my son's world, and mine. Now let me change yours." Emily's hands trembled. "I don't know what to say." "You don't have to say anything. Just don't waste your light. The world needs more of it." She broke down in tears. Not because of the money, but because someone had finally seen her for who she truly was. Years passed. Emily graduated top of her class. She went on to start an inclusive education center for children with disabilities. And at the opening ceremony, in front of dozens of families, news reporters and officials, a now older Theo wheeled himself onto the stage. He didn't speak. He didn't need to. He handed Emily a single flower and gave her a thumbs up. Liam watched from the crowd, his heart full. That moment reminded him of a simple truth. Kindness doesn't have to be loud. Sometimes it's quiet. Sometimes it comes with pancakes and napkins with smiley faces, but its impact lasts forever. One waitress, one child, one billionaire dad who thought he had everything, until he saw what really mattered.